I started doing something different in January, and I'm continuing doing it, which is a very intermittent fasting. Like I don't a certain amount of hours. I come up with it. Like, yesterday my first meal was at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and it was just a jar of celery. So I'm playing with that, with seeing how long my body feels good before eating the next day, and it's been really interesting.
Huh. So you're really delving into the a personal experience more with intermittent fasting.
So my thinking is this: for thousands or millions of years, we've evolved like the rest of the animals in the wild by finding food and feasting when we found it, and then looking for the next meal. Now, the next meal may come a few hours later or a few days later, and it varies all the time. Animals in the wild don't have a fixed intermittent fasting schedule. So I am trying to go back to the ways of nature, in a way, because I still live in the city and stuff, but in a way. That's one of the ways that occurred to me to make my genes uh, feel like they would have felt in terms of my frequency and of eating, um, like they would have felt thousands of years ago.
Yeah, and especially in these times of the coronavirus, people having to be more minimalistic about the foods that they have, putting together creative combinations. And so a little bit of intermittent fasting may be a good idea for some of us in light of what we know about the science. And just like you said, kind of resetting our physiology, getting us back to
Yeah,
where nature
and maybe this is not a time to, for the first time start experimenting with fasting, because things change when you start doing drastic changes that may not be initially what you expect. One expects to feel good, but when you start fasting, the body starts getting rid of mucus, so you start feeling congested at times, which may be confusing. But what I do recommend to everybody is to think of the systems of the body and the energy that is required for them right now. And the digestive system is one system that we put to work too often, too much, for too long. We are digesting all the time. We have breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks in the middle. Some people wake up at night and eat something. So digestion is happening all the time, which requires an energetic expense from the body. Therefore, not having enough maybe for other things. And the immune system is also a very energy requiring system, right? So there's a balance between giving the nutrients, and the energetic value in food, but not being in the process of digesting all the time.